When we have our broiler chickens arrive, that means it's go time here on the homestead. That's when things start happening. And so we're gonna need these chicken tractors. We've been using a chicken tractor for our Cooney pigs, and it works great in the winter. Now that it's warming up, I need to build them a smaller chicken tractor. No, pig tractor. If you remember 2 years ago, I built this Cooney pig shelter. I built this one 2 years ago. This was for our Cooney pigs. I made this with scrap material that I had on hand, and here's why this did not work. 1/2 inch plywood that was not treated is what I used here. Eventually it just rotted out. I did paint it to give it a little bit more weatherproof, but that wasn't enough. The plywood was just too thin. Even for Cooney pigs, they were very little back then. The 2x4s in here that I used, that actually worked well. Those are still intact. It's just really this outer face that failed. And when I built it, I kind of had a feeling that this wasn't going to last too long. Now, if this was for chickens, it would be fine, but pigs are heavy and rough. Even Zeke likes rubs. Oh yeah, Zeke. Trying to use what I have. I feel like I have a lot of scraps, so I need to go through it. Try not to buy anything for this project. I'm gonna be a little bit fancy today. I'm gonna round off this skid. This is what's gonna be dragging on the ground. Sometimes the grass can get caught up in this little corner right here, or dirt. It kind of gouges the land there. I don't know. Little thoughtful rounded off edge, and then hit it with the sander to make it a little bit more round. Little tricky getting in there. Feels like I'm building a boat for these hobbit pigs. I'm about to send them on the greatest adventure of their lives. We're gonna use this hoop bender. I've used this hoop bender for many things. It's really meant to make mini high tunnels for your garden, but I've used it for anything but that. Mainly structures, chicken structures, pig structures. give it some kind of more sturdy, because pigs like to give themselves back scratches. So if you can add something so it doesn't sway back and forth, because right around the openings on the corners is where they're gonna rub up. Right here, they're gonna stop and they're gonna just start scratching. And just that alone can ruin a shelter. Clamps are your friend on this project. Oh, see that? Almost went right through my finger. I feel like I'm building the Cadillac of pig shelters. It's tricky drilling into these round conduits. Not easy. With these little shelters, there's got to be a good balance of making it light enough to move by hand, sturdy enough to withstand either the wind, the rain, the elements, and sturdy enough for the animal that you're housing. You know, all that, that's why sometimes it can be a little difficult. It's almost like you're building a race car, but for animals, pigs. The shelter's pretty light. You're always not sure how light a shelter is until after you build it. It's not like you can weigh each piece, but I like it. It's a lot easier to move than the chicken shelter. It's shaded on both sides too, so I don't have to like turn it around. The sun's gonna come this way. It doesn't sway back and forth. I mean, it seems pretty solid. Hold on. Hey pigs, hey pigs, hey pigs. Yeah, all the other pigs are screaming at me, so all of a sudden we have a 12 pig farm. Hey pigs, hey pigs. So it looks like our 1,000-gallon tank up there, we're gonna start utilizing it soon, because as we're moving up the property, we're gonna need more water, and that's gonna end up being the closest water source on the property. So now I gotta figure out how to hook up hoses to that. The charger's on, they got water feed, but we need to come back and give them some hay. But first I need to feed everybody else. Let's check on the babies. Check on them baby pigs. They're all asleep in there. Bernice. Good morning, Bernice. You're the nurse? How the baby piglets? There ain't nothing cuter than a baby cooney pig. They're starting to venture out more. Like during the day, they're starting to come out and walk around a little bit. But they're looking pretty healthy, pretty good. Zeke baby. So now that we have a free net, we're gonna move Zeke as well. This is where he paces, waiting for me for the food, and that's where it could get really muddy. Come on, Zeke. Come on. Now we don't move him as much because he's only one pig and he's pretty gentle. He doesn't root up at all, but we still move him along. All right, chicken nuggets. They're almost 3 weeks and I think we should put them out. I want to put them out. It's been pretty warm lately, even though I think this next week it's supposed to get down in the 30s. We have 60 broiler chickens and 25 egg layers. All those, they went through 2 50-pound bags of feed in 2 weeks, in case you're asking. There they are. They're up. Get your kids. All these kids I have to feed. We're gonna get your scratches in. Yep. You like the corners. My previous shelter that failed, it would sway back and forth when they would scratch it. But this didn't. So I feel like this is definitely a lot more sturdier. Using a tarp for a shelter for a pig is not good. Eventually, they will get curious. And as soon as a pig is curious, they will keep at it, which means they'll keep tearing that tarp down, and next thing you know, it's a shredded pile of mess. But I'm really not gonna know how this is gonna work out until I use it. You know, I do want the pigs to use it and abuse it, so that way I can see what its weak points are. Maybe there's not, maybe that's perfect the way it is. But we're gonna just see that over time and how we utilize it, and as we continue to move these pigs around the land. While I'm in the mood of moving animals, might as well move Zeke. Either today or tonight or tomorrow. We gotta move him. Come on, Zeke. Hey, pigs. Hey, pigs. Hey, pigs. Come on, Zeke. Come on. We got your food. Right here. Zeke can't see very good. You got fresh grass, Zeke? All animals love the clover. That's the first thing they go for. Chickens, pigs, cows. Once I get the fence line going, I think I'm gonna try something this year and maybe utilize all these coonies that I have to see if they'll clear a fence line for me. Use them like goats. Might as well, man. I have so many of them now.